Riverside.
It's the Dynasty front office, and we are building you championships one trade at a time.
Speaking of one trade at a time, it's time for the Trade Banger of the Week. My name is Chad. I'm here with my friends, colleagues. What are we now?
Business partners?
Business partners, yeah.
With no business.
Three guys I met on the street. Jesse, Mike, and Austin. And yeah, we're here to talk about a trade that one of our listeners brought to us. My favorite time of the week. This one's pretty interesting because it involves two quarterbacks that I think are kind of debatable in value, maybe. I don't know. We'll find out. Well, you guys are not supposed to know it. So, anyways, it's a trade is Bucky Irving and Shedeur Sanders for Tyler Shough and the 106. So, the guy that brought this to my attention, he's in a Superflex league. He's worried about the quarterbacks coming out of this draft class. Doesn't believe in Ty Simpson. He said he's not in position to draft Fernando Mendoza and cannot get the pick. He's been trying for a while now, but the guy's just holding on for dear life. So he says, you know what? I'm going to go out there and get Tyler Shough, get another guy that I really believe in as far as whoever ends up going at the 106. He's hoping for one of those three receivers. I don't think one of those guys ends up there, but you never know, right? We don't know draft position yet. So yeah, he's getting Tyler Shough in the 106. He's giving up Bucky Irving and Shedeur Sanders. I'm going to just throw it out there for you guys. Is this a trade you guys like? Do you guys see it as even, or what are your first thoughts when you initially see it?
I think it's pretty even. I see the Shedeur Sanders side part of it to me is a throw-in. So Bucky is equal to 106 plus a starting quarterback in Superflex. I can get on board with that.
But
Are you still
Sanders to be the starter too, right? Like,
Yeah,
there's,
I think there's a real avenue for that.
there's a real chance.
I think it's the most
likely.
likely. I think it's the most likely scenario at this point. in my
Okay.
opinion.
Let me restate that. Shough is a starter in a good offense.
Yeah, like a potential plus starter is what, I guess
Right.
what you're saying, right?
Yeah, Sanders did not look good. In fact, I think he put up historically bad numbers.
He did.
Yeah, but so did Bryce Young, right?
He did.
Uh-huh.
So did
I don't really
Trevor
appreciate
Lawrence?
that, but he did.
to an
Well,
extent.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
I'm just saying there's avenues for bad rookie quarterback play to improve, especially when a rookie quarterback doesn't get a lot of preparation. As much as like the kind of, you know, some of the excuses coming out of social media for Shedeur Sanders are at some points tiresome and maybe a little bit overstated. There are some real legitimate, I guess, excuses for why you could have really bad quarterback play when, you know, I think it's pretty apparent the coach doesn't believe in him as a player. He's not getting any of the practice reps or any of the game time or practice time, for that matter. And when he does start, it's a really tough slate of games that he had to come into. Maybe that does improve. Obviously, the coach coming in does believe in him. Does that do anything for you guys, or are you still just saying bad quarterback play? He's out. He's a throw-in.
I'm sorry, you broke up pretty bad during that.
I
got
think
what
I think you go kind of the Spencer Rattler route of, you know, we don't know if they're going to bring anyone else in. I highly doubt they do. So, you know, you could call it a 1-year rental of whatever it is of, you know, if he's your really low end QB3 there.
For Shedeur?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, they also have Deshaun Watson.
sure.
Yeah. Who hasn't done anything in 4 years, 3 years, 4 years.
Okay, but he's an NFL quarterback that is competition, you know, and there's also Dylan Gabriel. You don't know how
That's why it's a Spencer Rattler type of thing. Like, he lost his job halfway through the season to Tyler Shough. So, you know, that's kind of how I see that as the
I think
plus
I
side of that.
personally think Dylan Gabriel's done.
Yeah, I can do too. I think he's kind of proven he's got it.
He might be, yeah. Nobody. I mean, they don't seem to really.
The coach that drafted him before Shador is gone, so he will. Yeah,
And the one thing we see from the coach, the incoming coach, right, is that there's a video that comes out from their social media team that's like, we loved you as a prospect, basically, where he's having this whole big meeting with Shador saying, we loved you, we wanted you, we wanted you. So obviously the coach likes Shador Sanders. Like, we can argue about where he liked him, right, relative to the NFL draft. But it looked like Baltimore did want Shador Sanders, and Shador Sanders told them no, essentially, is what the reporting is saying.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be interesting. I think he's probably a little bit undervalued and underappreciated as a potential value riser, come the start of the season.
Shador or Malik Willis?
Malik Willis.
Malik Willis, but that's different. Because Malik Willis could shoot up for a very, very easy reason, and that's just a contract, right? Like, he gets a massive deal, and he's a locked-in starter somewhere.
Also, I'm assuming he goes to the Dolphins in this scenario. So, I look at the weapons in Miami, and it's just a no-brainer. Plus, it would be the system that he's already coming from. You don't have to worry about him learning the new system or the coaches not knowing how to use him. It's already been, we have it on film. We've already seen it happen.
I know we looked at Keep Trade Cut for our last segment. Or do you guys know where they have Shador Sanders ranked?
He's right behind Malik Willis. That's why
he is right behind him. Okay.
Yeah. Right ahead of Mac Jones and Tua.
Well,
yeah, that makes sense. I would take him ahead of both those guys personally.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, so the Bucky Irving, I guess, is kind of, the catalyst for this trade, right? There being a lack of running back depth in the NFL draft this coming year. Is this a player that you guys are still appreciating the way that we were maybe, the last offseason, where there was a lot of hype for him?
Yeah, absolutely. No change in my mind.
Yeah, I like him too. I mean, dealing with injury in and out kind of a thing. I'm not too worried about it. What I almost don't like about the other side is at the 106 is what kind of running back are you getting to replace him? Like, I almost feel like if you're giving up Bucky in this scenario, true, you're getting a quarterback upgrade. Maybe, maybe Shough's good. Maybe he's a really appreciating asset and he could the long-term deal. But with the 106, I'd almost be looking to move that for another running back. That way I'm kind of plugging the gap because I don't feel like you're going to get that in the rookie draft.
I didn't see his roster, but from my understanding, he was the players he was trading. It were kind of like excess on his roster. So he has a slate of running backs that he can go to. Where he feels comfortable there. He just didn't feel comfortable at all at quarterback and needed somebody to step in as a QB3.
Then I almost like that better to have a top 6 pick in this draft to be able to kind of get the last pick of whichever of the top guys you like, if he wants to make the pick. So.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That would be the only way I would make this deal is if I was really set at running back. I was loaded at running back, and I identified that was the position I was going to deal from, and then that's who the other team that I was dealing with liked. Yeah, then that's the only way I would do this. 106. If you look at the upside of 106 in this draft, could be pretty high. So let's say Sadiq goes to the Chiefs. What is that, 112? I think that's in play. We've talked about it. We talked about it in his prospect profile. That's a really attractive landing spot. And at that point, if he's at 106, then that's a really attractive pick that you can either take or trade away once you're on the clock.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. Denzel Boston, Sadiq in that range. You never know with the top 3 wide receivers, maybe in his specific league or in the NFL draft, one of them falls a little bit later than people are anticipating, and that drops their dynasty draft capital a little bit.
Yeah, it could happen.
Yeah, it's in the realm of possibility, right? Tyler Shough, though, that one's really interesting to me because I think we all kind of came to the realization in the season, like, hey, this guy has something to him. Like, he is a starting caliber player. and he's a guy that you really kind of want on your dynasty, roster if you could get in on him early. But are any of you guys getting scared now? Like, the value is slowly creeping up, and people, I think, are maybe a little bit overvaluing him as a player and kind of underappreciating the risks involved in him still.
I think a lot of that is exactly where this trade came from. You can't replace with a rookie quarterback in this class if you don't have Mendoza. So it's going to cause players like Shough, like Willis, like Sanders to gain value because you have to take a shot somewhere. If you don't have one of those QB3s, you have to take a chance and hope one of these guys does work out. And Shough was of the lower tier guys, Shough was the one that had the most excitement coming in. I mean, he's already almost 27, but the point is
Yeah.
he showed excitement. He showed that he could do with Kellen Moore. So I think that's why you're seeing a value gain. But I mean, of course, there's a big risk. I mean, we've watched plenty of quarterbacks shine for a small period of time in the NFL. NFL get an off season on them and they don't look nearly the same player. So that's definitely a risk.
What is the value of Shough right now?
I mean, I think he's got to be a late first.
Are you selling at that?
If I don't need a quarterback, I would wait until I'm on the clock or that pick's on the clock, maybe. See what's there. But I mean, not necessarily.
Yeah, I was gonna say unless he's my QB4, I wouldn't be moving him for that. But that's fair.
Yeah, agreed. What would it take to get from Shough to Darnold?
Another one of those first.
I was gonna say early
Darnold's value's
second,
kinda
but
gone up.
it's probably more than that. Yeah.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
a significant difference.
Yeah, I guess my concerns with him, because I did really like, the season he put together at the tail end there, but you look at the games in which he was a competent quarterback, the one defense that you can say, okay, this was a really tough defense to go against was Carolina. And other than that, there wasn't really anybody else.
Yeah, he beat up a bunch of bad teams. Like,
Really
he
bad
really did.
teams.
Yeah, like really, really bad teams.
Yeah, I mean, just for the listeners, here it was Carolina twice, and then it was Miami, Tampa, the Jets, the Titans, and Atlanta.
Yeah.
A lot of those defenses had quit.
Yeah.
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 I mean,
And
and
it was-
Atlanta's, who's a really good pass rush defense, was really terrible to close off the season on actual stopping the offensive stat. They were still getting sacks, but they were terrible against opposing offenses.
Yeah. And a lot of that production did come from, some of the rushing ability, some of the rushing touchdowns too, in a few of those games. So, yeah, I mean, I it's promising. You have to give him the same kind of benefit of the doubt that you give Shedeur Sanders, but he was able to go out there and actually put together some good numbers. Granted, like we're saying, the schedule was a lot easier than what Shedeur had to go against. But you can only play who you're out there playing against, right? So I'm just a little concerned that Tyler Shough going forward into the season is the expectations are maybe getting a little bit wild as far as the value goes. But yeah, Bucky Irving. Do you guys think the difference was made sense here as far as the trade goes? Bucky Irving to Tyler Shough?
Yeah, I
In
didn't have a
106?
problem with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
I think that's
Yeah.
about right.
Okay.
Yeah, this
Um,
is about team needs. This trade, the value is pretty even.
Yeah, so fair trade all around. Okay, I like it. All right. Well, I think I don't really see a winner here. I think it's pretty much just an even fair deal all around. I like both sides. Do you guys have a winner?
No, yeah, it's like I said, it's a team need. So on one team, I may take one side, and on another team, I take the other side.
I kind of like the Tyler Shough side just because having that pick and having the option and ability to move it come draft time, I like being able to have that flexibility if needed. So
Yeah, but now you
Yes,
don't
I
have a
prefer it.
Bucky. You don't have that running back. I mean,
If I need an RB1, I don't mind paying that price at all. And to
Yeah.
be able to get a dart throw of a quarterback, back in the deal, I like that.
Chad, I want to ask you, this is specifically for you because of your affinity with Price. Let's say he goes in the second in the NFL draft.
Mhm.
Are you comfortable taking him at the 106?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So it at least gives an avenue for a running back being the option at 106. Because
Yeah,
to me, I don't see anybody else that can go there. But I think if Price gets that second round capital, I can see him being a common name at 106.
and I think it's very likely at this point too. Like it's, I think the one part that excites me about Price as far as the NFL's view of him goes, one, like the NFL Insider scouts, it was like right after we talked about him and how much I loved him, I just started hearing a bunch of those guys come out of the woodwork saying, you know, the NFL loves him, the NFL loves him. And then I thought back to it and I was like, well, he was like one of the first college players to declare for the draft.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, you think about what he had as far as if he went back to school, he would have been like what everybody wanted him to be, which is a number one back on a rushing team, like a good running football team. So he had all the reason in the world to go back. You know, he would have got the nil, he would have got the you know, the prestige and the position to be that, you know, Heisman contender, so to speak. But still was one of the first players to come out, didn't even think about it twice. So I think he's going to get very significant draft capital.
The other names would be Emmett Johnson or maybe Jonah Coleman.
Get
Some
outta
people
here with
like
the
Emmett.
Emmett Johnson at 106.
I don't like
Get
his
out of
film.
here with that.
I don't
He's
like
a
his
good
film
receiving
nearly
back.
not nearly as much as Jerry Bryce. Yeah,
really good receiving back.
Yeah, I mean, to me he looked more like a late second or third in a rookie draft. I'm saying
he would have ate in like the early 2010s. Like he'd have been sick then.
Yeah. I think Coleman's going to be interesting, but I do think he's a guy that's probably going to end up going in the third or fourth round of the NFL draft. Third, probably at the best case scenario for him, in my opinion.
Could happen.
Yeah, I think I don't remember. One of the big guys had four running backs go in the top first 2 days. So
nice. Okay.
It was Coleman, Johnson, Price, and Love.
Mm-hmm.
In that order?
So, no. No. I think it was actually opposite order. I think it was Love, Price, Johnson, Coleman.
Okay. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how 3 and 4 shake out at running back. I think it could change a lot of things significantly if those guys end up getting better capital than people are anticipating. It's going to make the end of that first look really enticing. And I mean, really 106. I mean, some people have the cutoff at 105. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but if you're not in a really high premium league, I don't think Kenyon Sadiq, I like Kenyon Sadiq. I don't think he's like a lock to be a really productive tight end early on.
If he gets the draft capital in the first round, then I think he's a good 106 pick.
Yeah. All right. Well, anything else you guys want to add?
Not a good trade.
Good trade.
Made sense
All
for
right.
both sides.
Good trade, buddy. Thanks for sending it in. And if you've got a dynasty trade that shook up your league, do send it our way. We will get back to you, I guess, at our earliest convenience. Maybe Austin will find time to do it. I don't know. I'm not very good at it. But you can reach us at dynfo.official@gmail.com. Again, that's dynfo.official@gmail.com. All right, let's get out of here, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the front office. The lights are low, the boards are lit, and the dynasty clock is ticking. From the heart of the startup draft to the championship throne, one crew rules the long game. Give it up for the undisputed architects of empire, Dynasty Front Office!